Last 10 minutes of the programme, and I met a man the other day, and I said to him, "How are you?" He said, "I'm doing very well." And I said, "How is Newry City AFC?" He said, "We're doing very well." I said, "Come in and tell me about it." And here he is, Michael Keenan, goalkeeper of old.
Yes.
Portadown was your place. Who
Portadown.
else did you play for?
Well, I used to play for Newry when I was coming up, and then
up.
I was over in university in England, so I played over there for a bit. But when I came back to Newry, and then over to Portadown, I suppose.
Yeah.
Played
That's
most of my career there.
Yeah.
A good 20 odd years.
Your role at Newry City AFC, Michael, remind the people.
I started off as a goalkeeper coach. That's what I went down to help out there with the goalkeepers. Then ended up in the management committee as well. Still doing the coaching, helping out with the first team, and recently taken over from the late Tommy O'Hanlon there as treasurer as well.
God love Tommy. He went very, very quickly.
Yeah, it was very
most
sad
unexpectedly.
Yeah, great man.
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
Man. Big loss to the club.
A big loss indeed. Now you're a goalkeeper. You're keeping tutor down there, coach down there.
Yeah, trying to help out there.
If I were to ask you, as a man who was never in goals but who scored one or two goals in his younger days, I'm a goalkeeper. I'm going to take. There's a penalty been taken against me. What advice would you give me?
Save it.
Save it? And how do I save it?
I guess not.
What's the technique?
The advantage, there's no technique. The advantage is with the forward. It's a free kick for them to score. The idea is for them to score. So the goalkeeper's on hiding and nothing. Really, he's there to be beaten. But people will try different things. You look at the run-up, you look at the A's, but forwards are cute too. They'll send you one way or the other.
Aye.
I think the best way, and it depends how fit and how sharp you are. The better your reactions you are, the longer you can stand up and wait to see, and the longer you can stand up and wait to see, the more chance you have of going the right way.
Yeah.
So really, to me, it's really down to your fitness.
Yeah.
But really, forward shouldn't miss.
Shouldn't miss. It's a nonsense if they miss, you know. But I mean, half of it is they're building into their mindset, this is difficult. When you're saying it shouldn't really be difficult.
No, for the forwards, no, it should be easy. They shouldn't miss, you know.
Yeah.
But psychology comes into it if you can put them off some way, and pressure, you know. Yeah. If you're in the final of a European Cup or a World Cup, that's big pressure, you know, and that makes a difference.
That's pressure. Like, was it the Donegal fella who, in the All Ireland or something, he lost? So I can't remember the circumstance, but that's a consequence of being very old. How the general standard down at the marshes now? Dare I call them the marshes?
Yeah, it's the showgrounds.
The showgrounds.
People of a certain era still remember it as the marshes, and it's standards mid-Ulster, Intermediate A League. Long way from where they were, Irish League. But it's, I must admit, for myself coming, I never played in that league. I'm pleasantly surprised with the facilities, the teams, the clubs and the standard down there. And at Newry itself, we're doing well at the moment. We have a good squad down there of players. Yeah.
And where are you in the league of things?
League's very hard to judge. We've only played 4 matches, where some other teams have played 8. So there's an awful lot of cups that the teams are involved in. So it's a bit bitty, the league. You know, we haven't played a league match. We went 3 or 4 weeks without playing one. Played last week. So we're middling at the moment, but a few games in the hands, which if we win those, will bring us up.
What so far this year has been your greatest victory?
The victory, in our cup matches we've done well. We've got a couple of runs there in it, and we're keeping going there, but we want to let them run. In the, I wouldn't say a greatest one, any league, 3 points, that's what we want, no matter who we're against.
Well, did you, for instance, get 3 points out of Linfield or out of Portadown? You wouldn't have been playing them,
No, we're not playing them. I'd love to get 3 points against Linfield. That would be the dream, and that's the dream. No, we've started off, we were down at Lower Maze, and away from home, first match of the season, it's always a bit tentative, new players in. That was a 1-1 draw, or 1 up. You know, and in some way we'd look at it if it dropped 2 points there. But a hard game. Ballymacash came to Newry and they beat us, but they're going to be one of the top teams there. Again, 2-1, just a wee slip for a free kick, let them in. Game could have went anyway. They're hard games, difficult games, and you know, although they're disappointing results, there was a lot we took from them that, you know, we're already at that level and we'll be up there fighting for it.
In terms of time scale, have you a target to get Newry back where Newry used to be?
I think around the time people were thinking that it would be year on, would progress each league, but realistically people have to accept that that's not going to be the case. It's tough. This league, there's 4 or 5 teams genuinely have a good chance of maybe getting the promotion out of it. We're one of them, and we'd hope to get that. If we get over that hurdle this year, win the league, they were only in the playoffs. You know, you're meeting 3 or 4 other teams there competing to get into the championship. But that's the big hurdle. Once you get into the championship, then it'll be a case of bedding in there and staying there. be lovely to win Championship 2 and move up to Championship 1 the first year. But realistically, I think you'd have to expect that it might take a year or two in there to move up through those two leagues.
I remember when I was a boy playing, when I went out, I was a right half forward in the Gaelic.
Right.
And my back, the man who was left half back would be marking me. And one of the first things we did, we went, hello, how are you? Don't do that now. You growl at the man and you say, your mother's a bitch or whatever, just to annoy them.
Well, I think we moved.
Is that going on?
I think we've moved past that.
Really?
Yeah, I think more and more that's going out of the game a wee bit.
Yeah.
There's a few characters there who will, try the psychological tricks. If that puts a player off,
it's not too bad.
I think it reflects bad on the player that's put off by it,
Yeah, aye, because you should.
Yeah, they should have a good comeback yourself.
Aye.
To shut them up, or you laugh it off for what it is.
Do you need, I'm going to use a word that's the wrong word to use, but I think you'll understand that. You can substitute spirit, you can substitute courage, enthusiasm for the word I'm going to use. Do you need to have a certain evil about you to go to the top in football? That you've got that, I'm going to break you thing.
I think in any sport, any competitive contact sport, you need, I wouldn't call it evil. Nobody goes out realistically to hurt anybody else. But you definitely do in your mindset, get set up and say, I'm not going to let the opposition get the better of me.
Yeah.
Now that takes you up to play at your full, to play hard and fair, grand. But I really don't think there's anybody who's out evil to hurt people.
Did you ever see Harry Gregg play?
Only on TV. I met him lots of times. But,
I saw Harry play at Windsor Park.
Right.
They were playing, he was occupying the goal on the Lisburn roadside.
Right.
And they were playing Wales.
Right.
And John Charles of Juventus was the forward. And John put a shot into Harry Gregg. Harry was marginally too far out from his line. And this was definitely going for goal.
Right.
And this has stayed in my mind forever since. The ball was dropping down. Gregg was too far out. Gregg went back a little bit. Gregg jumped into the air. His spine, like a bow, bent backwards. And in some miracle, touched the ball and put it over the bar.
Right.
Isn't it funny what stays in your mind?
Okay, when you're young, you see those things. It's just the athleticism and just to see what, it's amazing. Any good sport, gymnasts, any of the boxers, when you see people.
You take it so much for granted. There you are, any good sport, any good sport. What you did was the stuff of gods.
Well, you were fit. I was lucky enough, I got a good level, but anyone at that level who's fit and athletic, as you say, when you see them do what they do, it's fantastic.
It is indeed. Healthy sport, healthy mind and a healthy body.
Yeah.
That's what we're heading towards.
Hopefully.
How can people in Newry now support what's going on down at the showgrounds?
Well, obviously a club that size and aiming to go where it goes, it needs support. It's amazing. Having got involved in the committee, it opened my eyes how much it does take to run the club, to keep the facilities down there, fantastic facilities. At the showgrounds.
There's a training place out the front and young people.
Yeah, there's 3G out the front. Greenbank Soccer run that. Which is a good facility for the community. The two pitches they have there. But the community hopefully support. Best way to support it is become a member.
A member of Newry Town.
Yeah,
Newry City.
Newry City AFC. Become a member. Those fees go to run the club. And the money's great. But also then, if you're free on the Saturday afternoon or the odd Friday nights we play, come down and lend the vocal support. Because that brings out the best of players too. You go down, there's a bit of a crowd, a bit of atmosphere. People supporting you, wanting you to do well, you'll play better.
That's good. I have, before letting you go, I ask about your lovely, beautiful father. How's he keeping?
I mean, he's knocking on now, 94.
94?
But early age is catching up on
him. Michael's father, Oliver Keenan, the great apothecary of Newry, the great chemist down on Hill Street. And time out of number, I remember him, talking about remembering Harry Gregg.
Right.
Your father standing there, 6 feet whatever of him, strong and tall, and the glasses on and looking at the person and giving the advice and giving and giving and giving.
Right.
A wonderful human being.
A good man, everyone has a good word for him.
He was at the centre of Newry and people loved him. You once told me he never took a tablet in his life.
Well, that was, it's a strange one. Being a chemist, he wouldn't take them himself. But he was blessed with good health and fitness. He didn't really need them.
I recall and love the days when your dear mummy, now gone, used to go to the Dominican, the 12
Right.
Mass and the Sunday, the pair of them.
Right.
And your mummy and I were involved in starting Oxfam in Newry.
That's right.
So
That's right. She tells us that every now and then. How she
God
did.
love her and bless her.
Mm.
We wish you well.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much
Cheers.
for coming in.
Good.
You're a
Anytime.
good man.
Yeah,
Take
thank you.
care.
Cheers.
That's